Coming up, transport fares to go up by 30% next week.
Government of Ghana Staff and Travel Card, also known as e-Travel Card, launched.
Technology to utilize black soldier fly larvae to turn vegetable and fruit waste into animal feed and organic fertilizer launched.
And AU Summit kicks off in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa.
Good evening. Welcome to News Hour Live on GBC News, your news and governance channel. My name is Micheline Taka.
I am Rahmatu Mahmoud Jawandu.
We are also live on GTV and streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. You're most welcome. The Coalition of Transport Operators says its members have reached a consensus to increase transport fares by 30% effective next week. The decision, according to the union, was reached after a 16-member transport union, including Ghana Private Roads Transport Union, GPRTU, Concerned Drivers Association, Progressive Transport Owners Association, Protoa, among others, met on Thursday, February 3, 2022 in Accra over concerns about hikes in fuel prices.
The union said the increase in fuel prices lately in the country is taking a toll on their finances. The union, however, says it will meet with the Ministry of Transport over the expected increment on Monday, February 7, 2022. The Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association, Mr. David Aguado, explained their stance.
The 30% is not too much, because the reason why it is not too much is that, you see, in December, from October to December, we were demanding scrapping of some tax. It hasn't happened. By then, we could have increased it by 20%. And this one, too, addition like 20 or 15%. If you add it to it, it will be 35%. But we deem it right, you know, to take that 30% because we are running at loss as transporters. Fuel is 70.1. Spare parts, 75%. Government charges 15%, inflation is part, and then all those things gave us the 30% that we are about to take maybe Tuesday. It is the same formula that government uses. So we are sure when we meet with them on Monday, they will agree to it and we will take the 30%. If we go to government, he will only plead that yes, things are not good, we should do something about it, but nothing but the 30%, I'm sure, will work. When we meet with the minister, the final date will be communicated to the Ghanaian public.
The government has launched the Government of Ghana Staff and Travel Card, also known as the e-Travel Card, designed to promote transparency, the accountability in the management of funds during travels by public officials. The card will replace all manual systems of managing impress in the public service. At the closing ceremony of the 2022 Annual Conference of Staff of the Controller and Accountant General's Department at Cape Coast, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia said blocking financial misappropriation will help protect the public purse and government funds.
The 2022 Annual Conference in Cape Coast, the Controller and Accountant General, Mr. Kwesi Kwanin Bosompim, said the forum seeks to build capacities of staff and accountants of all the MMDAs to better understand the Financial Management Act and also the government's digitalization agenda.
I want to assure you that we are set to roll out this e-Travel Card to all ministries, departments and agencies for use as the official system for disbursing and retiring of impress for official travel in the public service. Our commitment to digitalization agenda of government, we will continue to review every aspect of our business processes and explore ways of bringing efficiency and effectiveness to bear through digitalization.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, lauded the efforts of the Controller and Accountant General, the Ministry of Finance and Fidelity Bank for being at the forefront of the digitization initiative. He was optimistic that this will help reduce leakages and financial mismanagement in the public sector.
Let us maintain at all times quality corporate attitudes, transparency, professionalism and patriotism in the discharge of our duties. We should endeavor to adhere strictly to the judicious use of resources and the prudent management of public sector funds.
The Vice President further cautioned all public sector workers to be more honest and transparent in handling public funds, since it is a major drain on the national kitty. Dr. Bawumia also launched the e-Government of Ghana Staff Travel Card, which he says is to help minimize spending by officials and protect revenue mobilization in the public sector.
The e-Travel Card is designed to facilitate the cashless disbursement of travel allowance and other payments for local and foreign trips by government and all other public officials. The e-travel card system automates and integrates all the processes from the point of initiation of card issuance requests, funding requests from MDAs and entities, through approvals, disbursements, and disbursements to cards.
425 delegates made up of heads of accountants department at various MMDAs attended the conference. The focus was on budgeting and expenditure management, improving public sector financial reporting, digitalization and cyber fraud detection and prevention, among others. The Controller and Accountant General's Department has stepped up its efforts to improve transparency and proper accountable systems through the introduction of its digitized financial management system.
The Global Disability Summit is slated for the 16th to 17th of February 2022. Ghana and Norway will both play host to the virtual event, which offers a concrete mechanism for collecting widespread commitments which are critical to achieving real change for persons with disabilities. The second summit will build on the progress made in the wake of the first Global Disability Summit in London in 2018. Mr. Alexander Bankole-Williams, a member of the Global Disability Summit Committee, in an interview said the summit is expected to get various countries to make specific commitments to relevant thematic area that particularly agenda the development of persons with disability. The key thematic areas include inclusive education, health development, employment, and social protection.
The President, Nana Akufo-Addo, through the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, has increased the disability grant by 200%. The Registrar of the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, Dr. Kingsley Ajimai, announced this at the launch of the Disability Support Initiative at Winneba in the Central Region.
Persons with disabilities, as well as persons with special needs, are often underrepresented in the educational system and stigmatized in society. So, to ensure their personal growth and development in their quest for a better future through education, the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, in collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, has come up with an enterprise dubbed Disability Support Initiative. It is an initiative to remove the bottlenecks that students with disabilities as well as those with special needs go through on the academic journey. This means there is a grant available through the Scholarship Secretariat which will provide the necessary assistance in terms of funding to access, participate and complete their programs of study at any approved tertiary institution in the country. The Registrar of the Scholarship Secretariat, Dr. Kingsley Ajimai, said this is to restore confidence and empower persons with disabilities. He outlined the modalities of implementation.
From this academic year, continuous professional development programs will be developed for all our instructors in public tertiary institutions. The second intervention is that all persons with disability, regardless of the magnitude of disability, will be given a scholarship to pay for the academic facility user fees. The last intervention that this government is going to put in place is that your usual disability grant from this academic year is increased by 200%.
The acting Vice-Chancellor of the University of Education, UNIBA, Professor Andy Ofori-Brinkroin, while lauding the intervention, called for a collaborative support system beyond funding.
People with special needs require assistance and support to live a good life and to be able to participate in social and economic life on an equal footing with others.
A Deputy Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Madam Nariba Abudu, said the implementation of the program will greatly benefit persons with disabilities and step up their capacity by providing opportunities to contribute to the country's socio-economic development. The National Council of Persons with Disabilities was happy with the launch of the initiative, saying they are optimistic that the next academic year will see an increased intake of persons with disabilities into the various universities. For now, the Disability Support Initiative will cover students in the public tertiary institutions across the country.
UTAG says it will not be able to attend a scheduled meeting with the Labour Commission on Monday, February 7th, 2022, because a directive from the court was for the executive of the association to meet with the employer to negotiate and settle the issue out of court. In an interview with GBC News, the national president of UTAG, Professor Solomon Nunu, said the national executive has been invited by the Minister for Education for a meeting on Tuesday, February 8, 2022.
We are supposed to meet National Labour Commission on Monday, but on advice of our lawyers, we actually asked our lawyers to write back and inform them that we wouldn't be able to attend the meeting on Monday because we believe that the directive of the court was for us to meet with our employers and negotiate the issue and settle it out of court. So following that communication, yesterday we received another letter from the GTEC, the Director General of GTEC, Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, where we have been culminating into a negotiation. So that is going to be on Tuesday, and we are hopeful, but a bit hopeful that maybe something great will come out of it. Public universities, usually by convention, what happens is that when a strike action continues for 3 weeks, then it's expected that there would be a shutdown. That is by convention. But this has not been the case for this particular strike action. So that is something I believe the various management of the public universities will have to decide upon. But as at now, it's difficult for me to say categorically that there's going to be a closing down of the university.
The launch of a black soldier fly technology to produce chicken and fish feeds and organic fertilizer has taken place in Accra. This project will utilize black soldier fly BSF larvae to process vegetable and fruit waste from markets and slaughterhouse waste into animal feed and organic fertilizer. The idea is to improve on the livelihoods of smallholder chicken, fish and vegetable producers and other value chain actors and contribute to urban sanitation and climate change mitigation.
The major challenge of feed production in Ghana is the high cost of raw materials. The high cost can partly be attributed to the high demand of input raw materials for both human consumption and other industrial uses. To improve upon agriculture and poultry feed production in Ghana, the black soldier fly BSF technology has been launched in Accra, Ghana. Dubbed Chicken and Fish Feed and Organic Fertilizer Value Chain Development, using black soldier fly based urban bio-waste processing in Ghana. The project site, which is located at Nsaom,
will build an insect-driven organic waste recycling unit powered by green energies. Bio-wastes generated in markets, products from slaughterhouses after slaughtering animals, and bio-waste accumulated in open and unregulated sites, creating unsanitary environmental conditions and posing public health risks, will be processed into an animal feed.
You release this insect into the bio-waste and out comes value protein. So it would be, in our mind, a very exciting and very innovative technology actually to deal with both the food security issue and the waste issue at one time.
The Deputy Minister for Agriculture in charge of livestock, Mr. Mohammed Hadi Tuferiu, said the project will generate economic benefits, clean environment, and even create jobs for the youth.
The aim is to address the unsustainable waste management system and unsustainable supply of animal feed and fertilizer.
The project, led by the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, says Ghana, Mali and Niger will benefit from this initiative. The 3-year project will also build capacities and BSF technology know-how of the youth, agripreneurs and other stakeholders. For GBC News, Yaira Lawe reporting.
The Precious Minerals Marketing Company, PMMC, is reeling in a 65 million Ghana cedis legacy debt, dragging the company's fortunes down. The amount owed 4 banks is as a result of interest accumulation, as the company was unable to service the principal loan. Visiting the company, a Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources in charge of mines, Mr. George Mirikuduka, said government, through the Ministry of Finance, will find a quick solution to the problem.
With the mandate to trade cost-effectively in gold, diamonds, precious and semi-precious stones, both locally and internationally, the Precious Minerals and Marketing Company, PMMC, has managed to sustain itself in the industry since its establishment in 1968. Process is ongoing to fully digitize operations of the National Assay Laboratory Center, being the only firm mandated to check the value and quality of gold from both large and small-scale mining companies before export. However, the books of the company have not recorded enough profit for some years now. PMMC contracted a 30 million Ghana cedi loan from 4 banks in the past 10 years, of which 15.5 million cedis have been offset. The inability of the company to pay the remaining amount has accrued an interest to the tune of 65 million Ghana cedis. The managing director of PMMC, Nana Kwesi Iwa, said the debt is impacting negatively on the operations of the company.
The current system in place requires that whenever you export gold, 80% of that revenue comes back into the country before you do your next shipment. Now, what it means is that there is guaranteed repatriation of foreign capital in the country if we are able to ensure that the gold is going through the right channels. And in the situation where the gold is being smuggled, one, we are losing out on revenue in terms of taxes, and we are also losing out in foreign exchange repatriation.
A Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources in charge of mines, Mr. George Mirikuduka, said government will look into the legacy debt issue.
There is the need for us to put measures to curb this menace. Obviously, we are a leading gold producer in Africa. If care is not taken, we may lose that position due to smuggle of our gold. So you are going to be basically put there to check those who do smuggle our gold.
Mr. Mirikuduka also urged PMMC to decentralize their operations to bring it closer to their stakeholders. For GBC News, Clara Mlanu reporting.
In a bid to achieve a robust local government service delivery system that delivers the desired needs of the citizenry, the Local Government Service and the Institute of Local Government Studies have launched the Enhanced Scheme of Service Training program for staff within the local government service. At the launch of the program in Accra, the Deputy Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Mr. Osei Bonsu, explained that the program will introduce a more structured, coherent and career-oriented capacity-building intervention for the staff of the service for improved service delivery and local-level development.
Among other objectives of the program are to strengthen the links between staff training, performance assessment and career development, as well as establish competency-based learning modules that cut across all local government employees working in the 16 regional coordinating councils and the 261 metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, as well as the sub-district structures. Sub-metropolitan district, urban, town, zonal and area councils. At the launch of the SOST in Accra, the head of the Local Government Service, Engineer Dr. Nanato Arthur, said there's an ever-increasing expectation and demand for the delivery of improved services by the citizenry on local government authorities in the country.
That all the various job classes will have tailor-made training programs to facilitate their professional development from the perspective of decentralized local governance. The enhanced scheme of service training is designed to improve administrative and operational capacities of staff at all levels of the service. It is aimed at equipping and sharpening the professional knowledge, skills and attitudes of staff for improved job performance and organizational effectiveness.
The Deputy Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Mr. Osei Bonsu Amwa, said the program will ensure that the requisite capacities of staff in the local government service are prepared for the effective administration and management of the decentralized system of the country. He pledged government's commitment to ensuring the success of the program.
The Scheme of Service program will prepare you to meet those demands and give you the knowledge, skills and competencies to reach new career heights. In addition to learning contemporary public management practices, insights and trends, you will examine yourself as a leader, exploring your strengths and challenges, developing a leadership philosophy and greater leadership presence, and deepening your emotional intelligence.
The director of the ILGS, Dr. Nicholas Awotri, said the technical competencies, skills and attitudes of about 30,000 local government service staff need to improve. He explained that the business of government, and more specifically the local government, has changed from that of administering instructions to providing and managing high-quality local public services that cost less to the public purse, adding the enhanced scheme of service would help to achieve that.
The Ghana Red Cross Society has donated over 1 million Ghana cedis to their Piety Support Fund. It has also launched a relief support for victims of the explosion with funding from the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent.
The Ghana Red Cross Society is a leading volunteer-based humanitarian organization which provides relief and support to community developments and projects. The donation of 1,174,706 Ghana cedis is to assist 400 households and 2,000 people affected by the explosion. It is to cater for their shelter, first aid, health and hygiene through a one-off unrestricted cash disbursement. The president of the Ghana Red Cross Society, Mr. Kwame Jima Akwafo, said the society has dispatched a team to offer support to the victims. The Ghana Red Cross Society says it will continue to implement government's efforts to bring relief to the vulnerable in society.
The Ministry of Health has received 461 units of cold chain equipment to support Ghana's COVID-19 vaccine storage drive. The items worth $1 million are from Vodafone Global and includes freezers, refrigerators, cold boxes, carriers, among others.
Per UNICEF recommendations, vaccines must be continuously stored at a limited temperature range from the time of manufacture till they are used. This is because temperatures that are too high or too low can cause the vaccine to lose its potency. This makes cold chain equipment very crucial to ensure vaccines work effectively and efficiently. The items donated are 461 cold chain units. This includes 275 vaccine freezers, 184 ice line combination of refrigerators, and 2 walking cold rooms. The chief executive of Vodafone Ghana, Madam Patricia Obonai, said the equipment will build Ghana's capacity to extend vaccination to the unvaccinated.
The equipment is valued at $1 million. This is to complement the government's efforts, especially in achieving this target of vaccinating 20 million Ghanaians by April 2022, as it will boost storage and delivery of COVID-19 vaccines across the country.
The Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Mr. Patrick Kumabwaji, said the cold chain equipment will support the drive to achieve the 20 million vaccination target in the country. The Minister for Health, Mr. Kweku Agyemang-Manu, called for strategic partnership with corporate bodies in the country to bring the coronavirus under control.
If we want to achieve universal health coverage, we all understand what it is. We should begin to form or get ourselves into strategic partnerships. And I believe you all understand that.
Madam Patricia Obonai promised her outfit's commitment to partner with the Ministry of Health to achieve universal health coverage in the country.
The advertising industry has organized an industry vigil for Mr. Togbo Mensah, who till his demise was the president of the Advertising Association of Ghana. The vigil was a mix of tears and joy as people gave their tributes.
Mr. Mensah, fondly known as Mr. T, was an iconic figure in the advertising industry. He was also an entrepreneur who founded several businesses, including DDP, the largest outdoor company in the country. Speaking at the vigil, the executive director of the Advertising Association of Ghana, AAG, Mr. Francis Dazi, said Mr. Togbo Mensah was a man who perfected every industrial adventure he undertook.
Mr. T was a shrewd businessman, yet extremely affable. Straight to the point, while his business grew alongside his personal development at the international level, he felt persuaded to support his apparently disadvantaged colleagues to be exposed to opportunities available at the global level of marketing communications industry. Thus, he periodically led teams of advertising practitioners from Ghana to participate in international promotional exhibitions that took place in Europe, the Americas, and some Asian countries.
The founder of the Worldwide Miracle Outreach Church, Reverend Lawrence Tete, urged the public to involve God in all they do, just as Mr. Mensah did.
One thing Togbo likes that I want to leave with all of you is that he loves God. He had a lot of respect for the things of God. And I must say, people like that, you can't judge them. You don't know where they place in the heart of God. I pray that all of us as a people will love him and thank God for his life.
The event brought together many players in the advertising industry.
You're watching News Hour. Still to come, business, sports and entertainment. Please do stay.
Welcome back. In business, cargo traffic at the Tema port is beginning to go up again as COVID-19 restrictions ease across the world. At the peak of the pandemic in 2020, the port only recorded 17.1 tons of cargo from January to November. But in 2021, 20.8 tons of cargo were recorded within the same period.
To curb the spread of coronavirus, many countries around the world imposed restrictions and lockdowns. With over 80% of global trade by volume and up to 70% carried on board ships and handled through seaports worldwide, the restrictions resulted in a drop in maritime mobility across all categories of commercial shipping. With few exceptions, a generally reduced activity was observed from March to June 2020 when strict restrictions were imposed. The share of ports in 2020 witnessed a significant drop in container vessels in excess of 25% globally, and the Tema port was no exception. But with easing of restrictions, cargo vessel traffic is getting back to normal. There has been a recovery in goods related to several industries such as exporting and importing. The General Manager in charge of Marketing and Public Affairs, Mrs. Esther Jebidonko, said from January to November 2021, Tema Port recorded 20.8 tons of cargo traffic compared to 17.1 tons in 2020. Within the same period, Mrs. Jebidonko said the port is continuously undergoing review and investing in equipment to make it the preferred port destination in the sub-region.
Currently, we are in the region of 20.8 million tons. And then in 2020, January to November, we did around 17.1 million tons. So obviously, we've done better than we did in 2020.
The GPHA says it is working to address issues of safety and security as well as protecting the port environment from emissions at the port.
COVID-19 pandemic has led to the turnaround time of shipping vessels increasing from one destination to the other. Speaking on GBC News program Market Avenue, Mr. Felix Lai, the Chief Executive Officer of Felix Walters, said currently a container freight from Europe to West Africa takes over 1 month, unlike its previous traveling time of 2 weeks.
In terms of the COVID, that has just hit the whole world. That could have brought a setback in terms of shipment. And that has brought also some kind of challenges in the system, so that now the shipping lines mostly find it difficult to travel without loading containers. And what they do is, without having a full load of vessels, they find it difficult to travel. So sometimes they have to, it's just like having a disruptor going from one station to the other. And that could be one of the reasons.
Okay.
And also some reasons I know could be climatic conditions that could also affect them. So it's a huge issue that is facing the industry now. And concerning in terms of Asia, for instance, it takes about 3 months for cargo to travel all the way from Asia to West Africa. And what normally happens is that when they don't have any transit point to go to, it takes mostly about 1 month. If cargoes are to be dropped in some their main transshipment points. The transshipment point is where they leave their containers.
That's all in business. Up next is the international news. Do stay on.
Massa, are you one of the devil's assistants?
Sharp lady, you seen the trademark?
Do you ever slow down?
I'm not a snail. I've stopped for nothing. Time is money.
Madam, you also didn't wear a helmet.
I just did my hair, and a helmet to make it basa-basa.
But why didn't you prompt him to stop at the red light?
Yeah, I'm in a hurry, eh? Anyway, per devil's work regulations, motorbikes shouldn't obey traffic lights.
So don't you worry about hurting someone.
Time heals all wounds. They'll be fine.
So are you proud of yourself?
I've never been prouder, I swear.
Are you sure you are not the devil?
Make you not do Abonsamejuma. Stay alive. This Stay Alive campaign is brought to you by the National Road Safety Authority.
Get ready. Ready for super duper experience.
Quality entertainment.
Real issues, real opinions from fashion, tourism, arts, music, movies, and many more. It's time for something unfiltered. Spectacle, a new television entertainment show ready to correct refractive errors in the creative arts industry. Spectacle, real entertainment, real people. Spectacle, Yabba, Nayaba.
Spectacle. It's all about entertainment.